Go to games, don't buy no food.
That's ridiculous.
He was literally world class. No, he was definitely world class. It's not even up for debate.
He desperately needed so players.
At the right price, everyone's available.
So let's move on to you lot now. Let's move on to the champion, shall we? So who have you lot brought in?
Thiago, Gas, and
Jota.
Yeah.
Good window? Bad window? How do you feel about it all?
Very happy with him. I don't think at the beginning didn't really look like I was going to get anyone else except Mikas. We needed, to be fair, we needed a backup left back. We haven't had left. Well, since Moreno left, he was like pony anyway. You know what I mean? The decision in our team that we've just been lucky enough to be able to fill in every now and then with like a James Mill or someone. But yeah, so that's the issue we needed. We needed someone to come in when either Salah or Mane was missing and needed him. And after who I wasn't convinced that before, but after I know we lost him to Villa, but watching him play, it doesn't seem like it changes anything in our team. Like he slots straight in for one of them two. He plays the exact same way. He's got high tempo. He presses the ball, and got a goal in him. Like he's already scored in the debut, his Premier League debut. And then obviously Thiago is Thiago. Like it's proven quality there, isn't it? Like you could see it in the 45 minutes that he played. Like how the different quality that he has compared to what midfield already. Like in terms of just playing football and he's on a different level. He's a completely different midfielder from what we've got. So every single signing that we made adds something to the team, well, whether it's or from what we've already got. Like they're all signings that are necessary signings. To be fair, it's nothing. There's no signing that we made that was like for the body, and they all what we did. So the only thing I think maybe we might have needed is an centre back, just because more so because of the injury record of like Matip and Gomez, and that's probably the only area I'd say that we might have just from, to be honest. We address what we want to address, the quality that probably will boost what we saw starting 11. I don't think anyone really thought that we'd buy anyone to improve our starting 11. So, but Thiago does. So, can't really go at the moment.
How would you rate that how would you rate your window out of 10?
I'd go high. I'd go 7 or 8 because at the beginning it didn't look like we was going to sign anyone, especially after missing out on Timo Werner, which was a big miss for us. But I get it, and it's kind of similar to like a Thomas Partey kind of situation where it's a release clause, and if we bought Thomas Partey, chances are we wouldn't have had enough money to buy anyone. I mean, so if we bought Werner, chances are we wouldn't have got anyone else in. Like it was like paying a release clause, and because they had a deadline on it, it wasn't something that Liverpool could do. Do you know what I mean? And then chances are we wouldn't have got the left back, we wouldn't have got Jota, we wouldn't have got Thiago, and as good as Timo Werner is, I think I'd much rather have the 3 players that we have got. With getting Thiago in that one. 7 or 8, only because I feel that we might need another back.
Another centre back, yeah.
Other than that, yeah.
Backup goalkeeper?
I wouldn't have said so till today. Yeah, maybe, but you know what I mean. Like we've had this discussion numerous times. I don't think Adrian is good enough to play, but no one. It's very hard to find a good backup goalkeeper of a decent age. Like, well, you kind of gotta have someone that is growing up through your system. Or no one of quality wants to be back up. Like Romero is probably the best around. So it's very hard to get a second keeper of any quality. Like I don't think there's going to be many second keepers even better than Adrian. You know what I mean? It's not great as he is, unless you unearth a gem like having Martinez in, or like someone in your academy for so long that they've been there and they've just got good. Like you can't. It's very hard to buy a quality backup goalkeeper. More time is someone that's in the team and they just level, because like that's what Alisson was. Alisson was a backup and then he just got really good, and then you move more time out. So it's very hard to buy a second coach. Like, I can't think of anyone that's just gone out and bought a top quality goalkeeper that bought and just sits on the bench.
Yeah, I don't know where like Gazzaniga and that came from. Like he's a decent.
Gazzaniga was already there, I think.
Who have they got now? They've also obviously they got Joe Hart as their third choice keeper. Burnley got 2 or 3 good keepers.
Burnley bought. No, he left. So Burnley had Joe Hart, Nick Pope, and Tom Heaton, and Heaton left.
Oh, is he left now? Is he?
You got to think, yeah. And this is my point with that, yeah. Is Heaton was number 1. They got in Pope. Pope became number 1, and Heaton left. It's very hard. Like you only really buy a second choice keeper that's like on the way up. Pope wasn't really there yet. So like when Pope got to the stage where he was better than him, like Heaton was on his way out, innit? But like Pope was still young enough to do that. Like it's very like, and you got to look at this as well, like in terms of you being Nick Pope and thinking you and Tom Heaton, or you going in and Everton buying a second choice keeper if they were to buy one. Like cool, a year, I'll take over like from what's his name? Like Alisson being one of the best goalkeepers in the world at the moment. If you're a second choice goalkeeper, if you're about 25, 26 and you're a second choice goalkeeper, and you come into Liverpool and you've got Alisson there, who is the same age as you roughly, and one of the best in the world, what do you think your chances? Like you've got to just be happy being a second choice keeper. But most second choice keepers are not happy being there unless they're either on their way out or on their way up.
Yeah, I suppose it's finding the right keeper if there's somebody available and they're
you're not good enough. Or the other thing is, or you're not good enough for like, or you're too good for a small team, but you're not good enough for like most second choice keepers. If like they're either, like I said, either on the way up or on the way down, or they're just not good enough to be in this team as a first choice, but they're happy being a second choice in a club like that is better than what they are.
Yeah, I suppose it's just you just hope that over the next sort of 4 to 6 weeks. Luckily, there's a 2-week international break in the middle of this, but hopefully that 4 to 6 week break doesn't affect the team too much in the sense that, you know what, was that his first game or did he play the last game, Adrian?
He played the last game.
He played the last game.
Yeah, he played against Arsenal Carling Cup game. Very well, to be fair. Save the pen.
He would have played that game anyway, but I mean, like the first team game that you lot had.
Yeah.
You play that game?
I think he played 2 Prem games. He might have played 2. He might have played.
He played the Leeds game because Alisson.
Nah, he didn't play. He didn't play Leeds. I don't think he played against Chelsea. I think that was his first Prem game. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so I just wonder, like, because now that he's shipped 7, whether or not it's his fault, you know, or errors, or the defense are less confident or whatever, you would just hope that over the next 4 to 6 weeks of games that you don't play, it doesn't have a knock-on effect to sort of say, well, this is set a bit of a precedent for this is how they're going to be. But I think, it'll be okay. I think, we'll get back to it. And hopefully Alisson's probably back quicker than we think. And it doesn't really affect his performances.
Just quickly, to go back to United quickly, because I forgot to say it when we was talking about United's transfers. I was actually quietly worried, right, that today United would try to trigger Upamecano's release clause, like, because it's only 45 mil. Like it's not like it's 80, 90 mil. Like, do you know what I mean? It's very small. Huh?
They should have. I didn't think they would. I just don't think they was going to do it.
Over anything, it's never going to happen. I don't think.
Should have though. Considering like you're not spending that money on Jadon Sancho now.
This is what I'm saying. Like,
I would have done that.
But then the thing is, it's not about it's about not spending the money on Jadon Sancho because for some reason United didn't feel that they could afford that deal in the first place. So maybe United didn't have as much money as they thought. Like United were trying to do, oh, we'll offer you this and this much in installments. So like it maybe United don't.
Yeah, like, look how much the reports are that you was offering up front for Sancho. You could have done, especially now that you've actually got a centre back off your books now, isn't it? Because Smalling's been done now, isn't it? So you've got a centre back off your so Smalling to Roma's done. So like you've got a centre back off your books. So you probably could have done with getting Upamecano, which would have been a major sign.
Yeah, possibly. You know, I just don't think. I don't know. Like, I haven't heard anything about him wanting to come, us having any kind of talks. Like, I think it's just. I think it's a nice. It would be a great signing, but I just don't think they've done any work on it whatsoever. If that makes sense, I don't think United were ever in for him. I don't think that he's ever expressed an interest in coming to United. So I don't think. I think to get a deal like that over the line in one day, it's just very unlikely. I just didn't think it was never going to happen. It's more a football manager fantasy signing more than anything.
The thing is, I hear what you're saying. It's not though. I hear what you're saying, but it's not because it's only 45 mil. It like a fantasy signing would be like, oh, if you had to stump up 90 mil for Koulibaly, then do you know what I mean? But 45 mil, that's affordable. Do you know what I mean? It's affordable. And like after last night's show against Tottenham, like you definitely need a centre back. Do you know what I mean?
I wasn't talking about it not being affordable. What I was like, I said beside that, like I said, maybe they did have the money, maybe they didn't have the money to stump up front. I don't know, but I'm saying outside of that, I don't think they've done any groundwork in the sense that, like, I don't spoken to his agent. I don't know if, like, I don't think he's expressed any desire to come to the club. Like, do you know what I mean? I think that obviously, normally when you do something like that, it's because you've had contact in the past. Like over the last 6 months, you would have had contact, and you know that, yeah, do you know what, that player would probably come to us, or do you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those ones. I just don't think, like, from what I've heard with him, he's always come out and said, I'm definitely staying at Thing for one more season. So like, he's probably got in his mind that he's staying. So like, I just don't think that there was enough from all parties to make that happen. Whether or not we went and stumped up the cash, that was the only thing. But yeah, he would have been a great signing, but I just didn't see.
So who out of the three of our teams, to sum this up, who do we think, put in order, who you think had the best window and who had the worst?
Liverpool, Arsenal, United.
I think Liverpool probably had the best window purely because they've probably addressed most of their issues. I say issues, but like most of what they needed to address in terms of backup. They didn't really need many first team players, but then obviously they've gone and got Thiago. And then Arsenal have done well in terms of getting Partey, getting in Gabriel. He looks okay. Obviously, he made a few little errors in the Sheffield United game. Was it Sheffield United you not played this weekend? Yeah, Sheffield United game. But other than that, he looks like a decent player that will grow and be a good player for you lot. I think Willian, for the experience on a free transfer, it's 200 grand a week, but it's like, it is what it is, isn't it? Like, you didn't have to pay for him, so you might as well just pay him some wages anyway. That doesn't really make a difference. I think he'll be a good signing. But even if he plays as a squad player or not, I think he is going to be a good signing.
He's a star,
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, like, because some people have said he doesn't start or Pepe's whatever happens, I think that he will, like, I think he'll be a good signing whatever role he plays. Like, at a free transfer, even if he doesn't play every game and he is just a backup player or comes in to give certain man a rest, like, he's still a quality player, a Premier League proven player on his day. And then, yeah, Thomas Partey, like, while I don't think he's world class, I think he is a top quality player in a position that they needed.
Yeah. Yeah, literally, I think Arsenal have done very good business. The only reason I put Liverpool ahead of Arsenal, is because of literally because we've signed a player that is top world class. Thiago is definitely world class. I mean, like, only because we've actually, given like how good our team was last year, added a player of that quality to our team, which I don't think. I think he's probably the best player that anyone has signed out in 3 clubs.
Cavani, bro.
What? Cavani. So the thing is, yeah, if Cavani is anything like what he's been like in the last couple of years, like it could be a really good signing for them. I just don't know if he's still at that level at 33.
It comes into the conversation that we've had before about coming to the Premier League at such an old age, the wrong side of 30.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Like Cavani has had the last 7 years of his career, maybe 8 years of his career in two of the slowest leagues. Like he's been in Italy and he's in France. Do you know what I mean? Like we're gonna see what he can do. Don't get me wrong, Cavani.
That's the thing is like
he's obviously going to be better than Nagalu, and to be fair, we're probably going to have to throw him straight in because Martial's out for 3 games. We'll see what he's saying. Like if your first game is against Newcastle, if he grabs a goal in that game, maybe he goes on a purple patch. Because I still think, even at the age of 33, I think Cavani, he's not going to not know how to finish now.
No. It's whether he can still keep up with it. Like if he can keep up with the pace of the league and the thing. Like that's the only thing is good. And especially going. Like I'm more concerned for him about playing so long in France, where it's a bit of a like most games are a bit of a DOS when you're on PSG. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then coming over here where you've got to be intensity every game
and having a year of no football. Remember, he's been a free agent for how long has he been a free agent?
No. He's only a free agent.
Only since summer, but like before, but he's had. I think he's
had lockdown. He just kind of didn't play a lot of games at PSG last season because of Icardi.
That and injuries, because he only played 16 games last season, league games.
How much? But to be fair, they only played like 25 games.
Yeah, but you got to think Champions League. You got to think Cup game because they got to the final of the Cup as well. PSG, like
PSG, he played 22.
PSG got to the Champions League final.
Yeah. On 16 league, I think it was.
PSG got to the Champions League final and they got to their Cup final. Plus, they would have had the league. Do you know what I mean? So, like, he hasn't played a lot of football and he's 33 and he's playing for the best team in what is a much lesser league.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's him and Thiago are like similar signings to me. It's like we know how good they are or how good they were. Yeah. If they can do that in the
But I suppose time will tell. Time will tell.